Good morning, everyone. Brian here with BMK Retro Gaming. This morning I have for us the review of the ColecoVision Homebrew game, Mario Brothers. Now, the arcade cabinet original Mario Brothers, which many would probably be familiar with, was developed by Shigeru Miyamoto and Gunpei Yokoi for Nintendo in 1983. And of course it had many original library ports and such. It's had a number of homebrew ports done as well over the years. And in this case, a team of talented developers, including Amy Purple, formerly known as Daniel Buenvenu, Eduardo Mello, Mike Brent, and others worked to put this one together for ColecoVision Games in 2009. Now, it's really good. It's probably the most arcade accurate you're going to find of the ones I've seen or played. The rules are pretty simple. For a turtle or shell creeper, the first hit you get 10 points for. Killing it by knocking it over, you get 800 for. For a crab or sidestepper, the first hit is not worth any points. But for it killed, it's worth 800. The same thing for a fighter fly. The first hit is worth 10 points. Killing it is worth 800. A fireball is worth 1,000 points. A freezy is worth 500 points, and coins are worth 800 apiece. Oh, and at least on skill level 1, you will get an extra life at 20,000 points. Anyway, don't want to drag this out and talk too long about it. I unfortunately should clear up that I don't really have a physical copy. The image used in announcement posts was just a stock image I found. I always try to find one which has the game cartridge box and all if a game has had a physical release. But being back at 2009 ColecoVision Games release, it's kind of a rare game now and can't really find it new anymore. You might be able to find it secondhand, but it may be a bit expensive. I just have it through a collection of game ROMs that someone helped me put together for my ColecoVision Phoenix. I happen to have the game ROMs, so we're going to go ahead and fire up my ColecoVision Phoenix and use some emulation to take a look at the gameplay. Okay, so here we go with Mario Brothers for the ColecoVision. Press 1 for our ColecoVision, of course. It will generally take me there anyway if I don't press anything for a bit. Seems to be its default. Here we go. Okay, one thing you'll probably notice right off the bat, here we go, 1983 Nintendo. Though it is a ColecoVision Games release, it's one thing that's so much like the arcade cabinet original is you press 5 to give it a coin for 1 credit, or for however many you want. Then press 1 for 1 player single, and I think that's also the level. It also here has what the arcade cabinet original would have, a demonstration of how to deal with your first enemy. Controls are pretty simple. Just use your thumbstick or joystick, mini joystick, to move, and either fire button to jump. Knock them off from below. Flip them over from below, then knock them off. Pretty simple formula. Of course, I'm making a bit of a mess of it for talking at the same time, but who cares? And that last one turning blue means that he was the last one. You've also got your POW block, which you can use 3 times per round to turn enemies over. Any which are currently touching and have not been flipped yet will be flipped. Darn, shouldn't have lost life like that, but oh well. And here we go with the fireball, which they tend to appear after you don't get it moving for long enough. Oh! I'm not going to let it do me that way. That's just too easy on it. Get right back to it, though. That was getting a bit unfair. You have to concentrate at least a little bit with this game to play it effectively. The graphics are all very nice along with the music. I'm not sure if the graphics are quite along the lines of what you would have gotten from the arcade cabinet original, but they're appropriate in terms of color palette and pretty much everything else for a ColecoVision game, so... I mean, this is the type of color palette the ColecoVision generally had to work with. Also pretty smart to wait for that coin before getting him if you have one more coin out, because that's more points. So I'm already on 4,040 points and left the last stage with 4,030, so... Pretty good idea to get the coins before you get to the last of them, if at all possible. Oh, good thing I jumped up right there. Now he's going to come down this way. Those come back out the opposite one when they, from the side, they leave the screen on. There we go, that's for 2. I don't know why, but I'm just not fast enough to get all of these, so... I usually get 8 or 9. Yeah. Oh well, plus 800 points, so... or times 800. Here we go, shows you how to take care of a sidestepper. Which they can get a tad bit tricky, but they're not so terrible. The thing I've learned is get your 2 hits in on them pretty quick. That way they don't have time to do much. Don't give them time to escape, in other words. Aye. They'll come down the other way for being blocked, and that's fine by me. I think he was supposed to be the last one. Yep, though he didn't turn purple. I guess that's just with the shell creepers or something. Oh, that's 1 life down. Firefly. These guys are pretty easy. The first one with the new level or stage usually gives you just 1 enemy to deal with, type to deal with on the first round, then gives you the mix for the second. These guys are pretty easy, you just have to wait until they're touching the platform before you can get them. Probably mixed in with shell creepers at very least on this one. No telling though. Sidesteppers. Want to make life hard on me. Ah, that's right at the wrong moment. And he turned green. Means like he's going to be my last one. Am I ready for the next phase? Probably. Slip ice. Okay, yeah. The description I was reading I had written down was from looking up the manual online, and it uses different names than their official names, really, so. Ah. Almost got there. Yes, I know no bonus. Slip ice things are the ones that will turn the floor into ice if given a chance. Oh boy. Oh, came down right at the wrong point. Darn. That was inconvenient. There you go, that's one way to take care of the slip ice. Ah. And there's the game over. Oh well, I think you guys kind of have the idea with the gameplay by now. Oh yeah, and I get to enter another high score. BMK. There we go. Okay, so that was Mario Brothers, a 2009 homebrew for the ColecoVision. It's very, very good. As we saw, very arcade accurate. Even have to press 5 to give it to insert a coin to give it 1 credit. Not entirely sure, and I think the sounds are pretty arcade accurate. Not entirely certain if the graphics are. So they seem to be more based along the lines of the ColecoVision's palette and all, but they look good and probably aren't far off. Again, it's a 2009 release, so if you're going to find a copy, it's probably going to be a bit expensive and probably going to be secondhand. On the other hand, since I got this through a collection of game ROMs put together for me, I really don't have the equipment, a PC and all to do it myself is why I get the help with that some. But what I was going to get into is, I wouldn't know where you would look for it. Feel free to do a browser search if you want to. But if my friend who helped me put together this collection of game ROMs could find the game ROM as a digital download, I'm betting that you guys could probably find it somewhere too if you really want to. So that's another way to take a look into getting it or getting a copy to play for yourself, even without having a physical copy. So just something to keep in mind. I do have a couple of recommendations and links to share with you guys. I've got ISB, which generally that's short for, if I recall right, Il Seabass. Haven't shared anything from him in a while, but he has remained on my list of preferred YouTubers. And then, of course, 65 Gamer Guy. They both have some nice videos featuring this one, so I will leave links to that. Let me see. Yeah, I guess that's about it. Don't forget that I should have the ColecoVision, ironically enough, original library review coming up this coming Wednesday. I will do an announcement post. You guys know me, no spoilers in advance, but keep your eyes out for that. And if you enjoy my channel's content, please feel free to like, share, and subscribe. And don't hesitate to leave any questions or comments down in the comments section below. You guys take care, have a wonderful Sunday, and hopefully I will see you again this coming Wednesday.